Hi everybody, so we're going to answer another question from a fellow viewer. So it's Ashton. So hi Ashton, if you are watching. Ashton says Rawvana went to Loren Lockman and was raw for many years. Why did she go back to having animal products if she was cleansed? From my perspective, now number one, I'm not the health nutrition dietitian in any way, shape, or form. I don't claim to be, I don't want to be. You make your own decisions and your own assumptions and form your own perspectives, okay? This is just me from my own perspective and my opinions and what I've learned throughout the 12 years. It's 2025 in this video that I'm doing. After 12 years of being vegan, still loving it, and still sharing it with everybody. This is what my conclusion from what I know at this moment. I went back to her channel and found those videos that she's done and listened to them, and I definitely hear her heart. I hear her thought process on why she chose not to be vegan anymore. Definitely, we respect everybody for their decisions and what they do, because they're the ones feeling what they're feeling, and they're the ones that only have so much strength in order to endure that, and whatever's happening in their life, there's only so much that they can take, and they make their own decisions on what they want to do. So when you do a cleanse, from my education at this point, when you do a cleanse, if you just do one, it doesn't mean you are totally cleaned out. You know, Loren Lockman talks about he's done like 50 plus fasts, okay? I mean, after one, you're not going to be cleaned. Even if you are in your 20s or your 30s, one cleanse is not going to do it. I mean, especially when we've gone through several years, year after year, of eating poorly, those toxins build up. The extra waste in there builds up, and it takes time to eliminate. One time of cleansing and water fasting is not going to do it. So why did she go back to eating meat? And why did she go back to cooked food if she was supposedly cleansed? Well, what I have found when I was watching her videos, she did talk about, I wrote it down here, she did talk about that she mentioned that she was low on vitamins and minerals. Okay, so right there, that's telling me, from what I've learned, even after a cleanse, she's not totally clean. Loren Lockman talks about his patients that come back another time and they clean house again, and there's certain like vitamins and minerals that they're low on, but after they do the cleanse and their body is finally hit the point where it's really cleaned out, then their body starts absorbing things just fine again. And that's after 21 plus days of no food, just water fasting. So no medication, no food coming in.
It says that most people have an issue, okay? Most people aren't getting enough. No matter how much they're consuming, they're not getting enough. And this is often the case. And it's really important to understand that what's critically important is not how much of any nutrient goes into the pie hole or the durian hole, okay? It's how much of those nutrients get to the cells and are actually used by the body. And those can be two very different things. There's a video on my YouTube channel with a woman who fasted with me for 21 days. And we did this interview together at a site, the last site before we moved here, about 8 years ago, okay? She had heard me speak in somewhere around the Phoenix area, and she contacted me and said, what you said at the seminar was fascinating, I'm interested, but I have a massive magnesium deficiency. She took this huge magnesium supplement, and she was fine if she took the supplement, but she wasn't okay with that. And I said, what are you eating? And she said, for about 5 years, I've been living on fruit and salad. And you're deficient in magnesium? Yeah. Now, why was I surprised? Where do you find a lot of magnesium? Leafy greens have tons of magnesium. Magnesium is a central molecule in chlorophyll. Green things have tons of magnesium. She's eating a big salad every day and still doesn't have enough magnesium. What does that say? It's not about how much magnesium she's eating. It's about her body's ability to use it. This is often the case. What's usually going on is the body's not working as well as it could. Okay? So what we need to do is change that. So she fasted. She stopped taking the supplement, began fasting. Within about 3 days, started to experience magnesium deficiency symptoms. And by around day 14, all those symptoms were gone. They were gone. She eliminated the deficiency while consuming only water. How's that possible? What does that mean? It means the magnesium she needed was already in the body, but her body wasn't able to access it or use it properly.
So that means the diet that a lot of people are eating, an omnivorous diet, the meat, the processed foods, all of that, and a lot of cooked foods and everything, it's gumming up your body, so to speak, gumming up your body. You're creating lots of toxins, a lot of waste, a lot of things you probably don't even know about that's causing those blockages. It's causing those blockages. And that's why Loren Lockman talks about your body's so highly intelligent. It is. You got to give it the conditions, the right conditions to heal. And that's where our brains are not lined up. We don't understand, we don't know, or we're taught to be thinking something else. And so we need the proper guidance. That's why we need the proper guidance and the proper people who know this stuff so they can help guide us through it so we can experience that true healing, the true healing that we're meant to have. Yes, that's way beyond what you can think right now. She also talked about poor digestion. That's probably because she just wasn't clean enough, probably, or hasn't stuck to it long enough, or is combining foods that weren't certain plant foods that just were not settling with her, maybe. I don't know for sure. So you can't really say for sure because you aren't physically there with her at every meal seeing how she eats. Okay, she does post what she eats, but there's people on YouTube that could be lying. They show things, but then they could be lying about it. I'm not saying that she was. I don't know. I truly believe Rawvana was and is very truthful for what she shows. She even says it. I mean, I see her as a true, genuine person. I mean, you can tell the people who are just out there for views, and you can tell the people who are just out there to make money off of YouTube. And then you can see the people who are truly, genuinely trying to help. Then there's a balance between the two. You can pick them out. You can pick them out, okay? You can pick them out. But then she also said her life was changing for her. So that made me think her focus changed. So she wanted to have kids. She wanted to get pregnant. She's with somebody. So she wanted to start the family, and then she's always going on these trips, what I think. She's traveling and everything. So her focus changed. Yes, you can still be raw vegan as you travel. Yes, you can have a family when you're raw vegan too. Yes. Your body's meant to support all of that. Eating your natural diet is meant to support all of that. So there are plenty of plant-based eaters out there that have gotten pregnant and still continue to get pregnant, and they're eating plants and they're just fine, and they've got a big family. So, and they make it through pregnancy too. So is it healthy? Of course, 100% it's healthy, of course. So that's what I mean about her focus changed. So I think just through all these other things that was going on, she was saying low in vitamins, poor digestion, and then she said she lost her period for 3 years. And then she was talking about being too skinny. I think all of that was just too much for her. And she was just tired of all of that, trying to get it fixed. Maybe that might be part of the perfectionist type mindset. And see, that can be very detrimental to somebody too, having a perfectionist mindset. I'm not saying that's what she had, but it's easy to get into that when all you want is the best for yourself, but you keep trying and trying and trying, and it's not going the way you think it should go. That's why healing your body is a lifelong journey. You're never really going to get absolutely perfect, because if you did, you would be in perfect paradise with God in heaven, okay? That's when it's perfect. In the sinful life, it's never going to be perfect because our external environment always is putting toxins inside of us. Our fruits and vegetables have toxins on them too, right? Pesticides and stuff. Not everybody can buy all organic, but we can definitely do the best that we can and get pretty darn close to optimal and healthiest we can. So that made me think of maybe there was a perfectionist type mindset and she just couldn't deal with it and didn't want to deal with it anymore. She was talking about eating out. I know her earlier videos, she was talking about how you can eat out when you're raw vegan and then even vegan, but now that she's eating meat, she also talked about like it's so much easier to eat in social gatherings and stuff. So there's pressure, there's external pressure. Okay, there was external pressure that I can see that I was hearing and that I was feeling from her words that she didn't want to really go through anymore. So that's kind of how I came to that conclusion. But losing her period. So she said she lost it for 3 years. I know for me, when I was eating animal products and I was during my exercising days, I lost my period. But when I came to raw veganism, my period came back. So for me, it was opposite. And I finally gave myself rest and I gave myself time and it came back and I've never lost it after 12 years of being raw vegan, plant-based. So I know it's different for everybody though. Everybody's at different levels of toxicity. Our bodies are all at different levels of toxicity. We're at different stages in life. We have different pressures in our life. We have different stressors in our life, and there's only so much that each one of us can handle, okay? Not everybody can handle the same stressor that you can or that this person can, okay? It's different for everybody. So for her, I think that really freaked her out as well. But that was telling me also that if she had the proper guidance, I think, or if she stuck with it, you know, things would come back. You know, again, eating healthfully, it's a lifelong journey. I mean, eating poorly up to where you're at now, if you're deciding to make the change, like look how many years you've been eating poorly. It's not going to happen overnight or after a couple, or even after a year or 2 or even 6 years. You're going to feel wonderful, even more wonderful, but you're not going to be fully clean because you've gone through so many years of really destruction to your body. But now you realize that was destruction, but now you got to go through some healing here. And your body, again, is highly intelligent. It knows what it's doing, okay? So I think this for Rawvana, I think it was just too much that was happening, too much pressure, too much stress, and just too many unknowns, and then a misinterpretation of her symptoms as well. I've said that several times before because that's how I see things now. That's how I see it when I see these other people who aren't vegan anymore. And what I hear, the reasoning why, is it's telling me they're misinterpreting their symptoms. I'm not saying that's exactly that I know what they're going through, because I don't. But listening to these other long-termers and nutritionists who are still plant-based and educating, and our doctors, they will tell you that is a sign, that is a form of cleansing and healing. But people, obviously, they haven't done enough education on it to understand that symptom they're going through. And then even if they do, maybe they just don't want to feel it anymore and they flop off. And the reason why she's feeling so much better on meat is because she's stopped the healing process. She has stopped her body from healing. That's what I've learned. Okay? Because a lot of people claim that they feel a lot better once they incorporate meat back into their diet or cook food back into their diet. It's because you've stopped the healing process, okay? Whatever time your body has to go through to detox and cleanse, who knows how much that is? It depends on how much toxicity you have in your body and how long, where you're at in life and stuff. And it's up to you to give your body time and the right conditions in order to heal. And a lot of people they don't want to give their body that much time. They don't want it. They don't want to go through it, and then they just say screw it, and then they start running off on a whole nother path back to what they know, and then they go back to their older habits, their older ways. I'm not saying that's how it is. It's not bashing in any way. I totally understand Rawvana's heart. I respect her 100% for her decisions, even if she does eat meat now, because I respect everybody. Whatever you do, that's fine. I may not agree with it, but you know, we can agree to disagree, and you will make your choices along your life's your journey. And who knows, God will probably work on your heart even more to get you to come back to veganism. Okay, so maybe when life settles down, or maybe when life starts getting a little bit better externally, you can focus more on your health then. See, our external factors play a big part on us too. Okay, it's not just all internal. Our external factors can have a lot of pressure on us too, that can influence our internal decisions too about our body. Isn't that amazing how you can see that correlation? That's why, you know, health, we have to be aware of it. We have to be aware of it. So anyways, you guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Well, let me know what you think in the comments below, okay? And remember to love being raw, vegan, plant-based, whole foods, whatever floats your little boats. Just remember to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself the best that you know how. Just know that, you know, God gives you grace, okay? So that means you give yourself grace, okay? Everything's going to be okay, even if you flop off. Just know veganism and plant-based will always be here, okay? It will always be here when you are ready to come back to it, or if you're ready to get on it, it is here. It is here waiting for you, okay? We are going through this life journey. We get confused on things, we don't understand things, and sometimes we have to go down a bad path in order to realize, oh geez, the path I was on was actually pretty darn good. Okay, so remember to love being raw. Again, you guys, have a fantastic day today, and I'll see you next video. Bye, guys.
Now the morning is the afternoon.